Elena Vasquez floated in the dark space. Her spacesuit was broken. Air was running out. She watched her ship get smaller and smaller until it was just a tiny light in the distance. Then it was gone. She could not believe what just happened. Her own crew had thrown her out. They left her to die in space. The person who did this was Marcus Chen. He was her second officer. She trusted him. She thought he was her friend. It all started 3 weeks ago. Elena found out about the mining work her crew was doing. They were taking rare metals from asteroids, but they were doing it the wrong way. The way they did it was dangerous. It could hurt people. It could damage space stations. Elena knew she had to tell Earth Command about this. She sent secret messages to Earth Command. She told them about the dangerous mining. She wanted to protect everyone. She thought she was doing the right thing. But Marcus found out about her messages. He read them when she was sleeping. Marcus was angry. He told the other crew members that Elena was going to get them in trouble. He said she wanted to take their money away. He said she was working against them. This was not true. Elena just wanted everyone to be safe. But Marcus made the crew believe his lies. The crew started to look at Elena in a strange way. They stopped talking to her. They whispered when she walked by. Elena knew something was wrong. She tried to talk to them. She tried to explain. But no one would listen to her. Yesterday morning, Marcus came to her room. He had 4 other crew members with him. They looked serious and angry. Marcus spoke first. Elena, we know what you did. We know you told Earth Command about us. You are trying to destroy our work here. Elena stood up. She looked at Marcus. I was trying to protect all of you. The way you are mining is dangerous. Someone could get hurt. You are lying, Marcus said. You want to take our profits. You want to make yourself look good to Earth Command. The other crew members nodded. They believed Marcus. Elena felt her heart break. These people had worked with her for 2 years. They had been through dangerous times together. Now they thought she was their enemy. Please listen to me, Elena said. I never wanted to hurt any of you. I was trying to help, but Marcus shook his head. We voted. You are no longer our captain. You will leave this ship. Elena could not believe what she heard. Leave the ship? We are in the middle of space. There is nowhere to go. That is not our problem anymore, Marcus said. Put on your spacesuit. You are going outside. Elena knew she had to fight. She tried to run, but there were too many of them. They grabbed her arms. They forced her to put on her spacesuit. The suit was old. It had problems. Elena knew it would not work for very long. They took her to the airlock. This was the door that led outside the ship. Elena looked at Marcus one more time. Please do not do this, she said. I have a daughter on Mars. She is waiting for me to come home. Marcus looked away. He did not want to see her eyes. You should have thought about that before you betrayed us. They pushed her into the airlock. The door closed behind her. Elena heard the sound of air being sucked out. Then the outer door opened. Space pulled her out into the darkness. Now Elena was alone. She was floating in space between the asteroids. Her ship was gone. Her crew had left her to die. She looked at her suit's computer. It showed her how much air she had left. 6 hours, maybe less. Elena tried to call for help on her radio, but there was only silence. No one was close enough to hear her. No one knew where she was. Marcus had turned off her location beacon. Even if someone was looking for her, they would not find her. The cold of space started to get into her suit. Elena could feel it in her fingers and toes. Her breath made fog on the inside of her helmet. She was getting scared. She thought about her daughter, Sarah. Sarah was 17 years old. She lived on Mars with Elena's mother. Elena had promised to come home after this job. She had promised to take Sarah on a trip to Earth. Now she would never see her daughter again. Elena started to record a message. If someone found her body someday, maybe they would send the message to Sarah. Sarah, this is Mom. I want you to know that I love you very much. I tried to do the right thing, but it went wrong. I am sorry I will not be coming home. Take care of Grandma. Study hard in school. Be a good person. Tell everyone that I kept my promise to come home. I just took a longer way than I planned. Elena stopped recording. She looked at the stars around her. They were beautiful but cold. She had never felt so alone. Space was completely quiet. There was no sound at all. Just silence. She closed her eyes. She tried to think of good memories. She thought about Sarah's first steps, She thought about the day she became a space captain. She thought about all the places she had been and all the things she had seen. The air in her suit was getting thin. Elena was getting sleepy. She knew this was how it would end. Alone in space. Betrayed by people she trusted. She had tried to do the right thing and it had cost her everything. Elena opened her eyes one more time. She looked at the stars. Soon she would be part of this quiet darkness forever. Elena did not know how long she had been floating in space. Her suit computer was broken. The display kept going on and off. She could not see the time anymore. She thought she was dead. Maybe this was what being dead felt like. She was very cold. Her fingers and toes had no feeling left. Her breathing was slow and shallow. The air in her suit tasted bad. She knew her oxygen was almost gone. She had stopped trying to call for help hours ago. No one was coming. No one even knew she was here. Elena was dreaming about her daughter Sarah when something woke her up. There was a sound in her helmet. A beeping sound. She opened her eyes slowly. Her helmet display was flashing. Something was happening. The sound was coming from her radio, but that was impossible. Her radio had been quiet for so long. Elena tried to focus her eyes on the display. She could barely read the words. It said incoming signal. Elena tried to speak, but her voice was very weak. Hello? She whispered. Is someone there? There was static on the radio. Then a voice came through. But it was not like any voice Elena had ever heard before. It was musical. It had strange tones that went up and down like singing. Human in the small vessel, the voice said. We can see you. You are in danger. Do you need help? Elena thought she was dreaming. Or maybe she was dying and her mind was playing tricks on her. But the voice sounded real. It was speaking English, but with an accent she did not recognize. Yes, Elena said as loud as she could. Yes, I need help. My suit is broken. I am running out of air. We understand, the voice said. Please stay calm. We are coming to get you. Elena looked around in space. She could not see any ship near her. Where was this voice coming from? She was confused and scared. But she was also hopeful. Maybe someone really was coming to save her. Then she saw something that made her think she was dreaming for sure. Far away, there was a light moving toward her, but it was not like any spaceship light she had ever seen. This light was blue and white, and it seemed to dance and flow like water. As the light got closer, Elena could see the shape of a ship. But it was the strangest ship she had ever seen. It was not made of metal like human ships. It looked like it was made of crystal or glass. The surface was smooth and curved. It seemed to bend the light from the stars around it. The ship was beautiful. It moved through space without making any sound that Elena could hear. It had no rockets or engines that she could see. It just flowed through space like it was swimming in water. Do not be afraid, the voice said on her radio. We are friends. We want to help you. The strange ship came very close to Elena. She could see details now. The surface of the ship had patterns on it like waves or flowing water. There were lights inside the ship that pulsed gently like a heartbeat. Who are you? Elena asked. She was still not sure this was really happening. My name is Kethamara, the voice said. I am the captain of this ship. We are called the Corvani. We have been watching your people for some time. Elena felt shocked. The Corvani? She had never heard of them. And they had been watching humans? This was impossible. If there were aliens near human space, someone would know about it. You are aliens? Elena asked. We are not from your world, yes, Kethamara said. But we are peaceful. We study other races. We learn about them. We have been learning about humans. A section of the strange ship opened up. Elena could see inside. There was a tunnel of light reaching out toward her. It looked like the ship wanted to bring her inside. Come inside our ship, Kethamara said. We will fix your suit. We will give you air to breathe. You are safe now. Elena was scared. This was an alien ship. She did not know what they wanted with her. But she was dying. Her air was almost gone. She had no choice. Okay, she said. I will come inside. The tunnel of light touched Elena's suit. She felt herself being pulled gently toward the alien ship. It did not hurt. It felt warm and safe. As she moved through the tunnel, she could see the walls were made of something that looked like flowing energy. Elena went inside the alien ship. The tunnel closed behind her. She was in a room that was full of soft blue light. The air smelled different from human air. It was sweeter and cleaner. Kathamara was waiting for her. Elena saw him and gasped. He was tall, much taller than a human. His skin was silver and seemed to shimmer in the light. His eyes were large and had many colors in them like jewels. He had long fingers and moved in a way that was graceful and flowing. "Welcome to our ship," Kathamara said. His voice was beautiful even when he was not using the radio. "You are safe now. We will take care of you." Elena tried to speak, but she was too weak. Her legs would not hold her up anymore. She fell down on the floor of the alien ship. Everything went dark. When Elena woke up, she was lying on something soft. Her spacesuit was gone. She was wearing strange clothes that felt like silk. The air around her was warm and easy to breathe. She felt better than she had in hours. She sat up and looked around. She was in a room with curved walls that glowed softly. There were no corners anywhere. Everything was round and smooth. It was like being inside a bubble. Kathamara came into the room. He moved without making any sound. When he saw Elena was awake, he seemed happy. "You are feeling better," he said. "Your body was very damaged from the cold and lack of air. We have fixed what we could." Elena looked at her hands. They were warm and had feeling in them again. She could breathe easily. She felt strong. "Thank you," she said. "You saved my life." "It was the right thing to do," Kathamara said. "We could not let you die when we could help." Elena had so many questions. Who were the Corvani? Why were they watching humans? How long had they been near human space? But before she could ask anything, Kathamara said something that changed everything. "Elena Vasquez," he said. "We need to talk. What happened to you was not an accident. Your people are in great danger and they do not know it yet." Elena stared at Kathamara. Her heart was beating fast. What did he mean that humans were in danger? How could he know her name? "How do you know who I am?" Elena asked. Kathamara sat down across from her. When he sat, he folded his long legs in a way that looked graceful. His silver skin caught the soft light in the room. "We have been watching human ships for many years," he said. "We listened to your radio signals. We read your messages. We study your behavior. We know the names of many humans, especially ship captains like you." Elena felt uncomfortable. These aliens had been spying on humans. They knew things about her that she had never told anyone. "Why have you been watching us?" she asked. "Because we need to decide something important," Kathamara said. "My people belong to a group of many different races. We call it the Galactic Union. We work together. We share knowledge. We help each other. But not every race can join us." Elena tried to understand what he was saying. There was a whole group of alien races out there, and they worked together. This was amazing and scary at the same time. "What do you mean not every race can join?" she asked. Kathamara looked sad. "Some races are too violent. Some are too selfish. Some cannot work with others. These races are dangerous. We have to protect ourselves from them." "And you are deciding if humans can join?" Elena asked. "Yes," Kathamara said. "We have been watching humans for 50 of your years. We have seen good things and bad things. Your people are very smart. You learn fast. You can be very brave and kind. But you also fight each other a lot. You hurt your own kind for money and power." Elena thought about what had happened to her. Her own crew had left her to die because they thought she was trying to take their money. Maybe Kathamara was right about humans. "What happened to me?" Elena said slowly. "You saw that too." "We saw everything," Kathamara said. "We saw you try to protect your crew by reporting the dangerous mining. We saw them betray you. We saw them leave you to die. This is the kind of behavior that worries us about humans." Elena felt ashamed. She wanted to defend her people, but what could she say? Humans did fight each other. They did hurt each other for money and power. Her own crew had proven that. "But we also saw something else," Kathamara continued. "We saw you choose to do the right thing even when it was dangerous for you. You tried to protect people who later betrayed you. This gives us hope." Elena looked around the strange room. The walls seemed to pulse gently with light. She could hear soft sounds that might have been the ship's engines, but they sounded more like music than machinery. "What do you want from me?" she asked. "We want to show you something," Kathamara said. "We want you to see what your people could have if they can learn to work together instead of fighting each other." Kathamara stood up. "Come with me. There is much to show you." Elena followed him out of the room. The hallways of the ship were like tunnels of flowing light. Everything was curved and smooth. Elena felt like she was walking through a work of art. They came to a room that was much larger than the others. The walls here were clear like glass. Elena could see out into space. But what she saw made her gasp. They were not alone. There were dozens of other ships around them. But these ships were all different. Some were made of metal like human ships. Others looked like they were made of living wood. Some seemed to be made of pure energy. They were all different shapes and sizes. These are ships from the Galactic Union, Kethamara said. Each one is from a different race. There are 47 different races in the Union. Elena could not believe what she was seeing. 47 different alien races? And they all work together? How is this possible? She asked. It took many years, Kethamara said. At first, many races fought each other just like humans do now. But we learned that we are stronger when we work together. We can do amazing things when we share our knowledge and help each other. Elena watched the ships moving around them. They seemed to dance together in space. It was beautiful and peaceful. What amazing things? Elena asked. Kethamara touched something on the wall. The room filled with images. Elena saw cities floating in space that were bigger than Earth's moon. She saw ships that could travel between stars in days instead of years. She saw planets that had been dying and were brought back to life. We have ended hunger, Kethamara said. We have cured most diseases. We can live for thousands of years. We have explored most of this galaxy. All of this is possible when different peoples work together. Elena felt amazed and sad at the same time. Humans could have all of this. But they spent most of their time fighting each other instead. But there is a problem, Kethamara said. His voice became serious. Not all races want to join the Union. Some prefer to conquer others. These races are our enemies, and they have found your people. Elena felt cold fear in her stomach. What do you mean? There is a race called the Vorthak. They are warriors who destroy other races and take their worlds. They have been sending small ships into human space. They have been making contact with some of your people. Making contact? With who? With humans who want power and weapons, Kethamara said. The Vorthak offer advanced weapons in exchange for information about human worlds and defenses. Some of your people have accepted these deals. Elena thought about the illegal mining her crew had been doing. She thought about the strange buyers they had been selling to. People she had never seen who paid very high prices for rare metals. The people my crew was selling to, Elena said. Were they working with these Vorthak? Kethamara nodded sadly. Yes. The metals your crew was mining are used to make Vorthak weapons. Your crew was helping to arm the enemies of your own people without knowing it. Elena felt sick. Marcus and the others had not just betrayed her. They had betrayed all of humanity. And they did not even know it. What can we do? Elena asked. That depends on you, Kethamara said. You are the first human to learn about this. What you do with this knowledge will help us decide if humans are ready to join the Galactic Union, or if we need to protect ourselves from your people. Elena looked out at all the alien ships. The future of humanity might depend on what she decided to do next. But she did not know what the right choice was. How could one person make such an important decision for all of humanity? I need to think about this, Elena said. Of course, Kethamara said. Take all the time you need. The fate of your entire species can wait a little longer. Elena spent 3 days thinking about what Kethamara had told her. She walked around the alien ship trying to understand everything. The ship was amazing. The walls could show her any place in the galaxy. The food was delicious and came from machines that made it from pure energy. Everything was peaceful and beautiful. But Elena could not stop thinking about the choice she had to make. Should she go back to human space and tell everyone about the aliens? Should she stay here and learn more? What was the right thing to do? On the 4th day, Kethamara came to see her. Have you decided what you want to do? He asked. Elena looked at him. She had made up her mind. I want to learn more. I want to see this Galactic Union. I want to understand what humanity could become. Kethamara smiled. When he smiled, his whole face seemed to glow with soft light. I hoped you would say that. There is much to show you. The alien ship began to move. Elena could not feel any motion, but through the clear walls she could see they were traveling very fast. The stars outside became long lines of light. Then everything went dark for a moment. When the light came back, they were somewhere completely different. Elena gasped. In front of them was the biggest thing she had ever seen. It was a space station, but it was as big as a moon. It was shaped like a giant wheel spinning slowly. Lights covered its surface like cities. Thousands of ships of all different types were moving around it. Welcome to Haven Station, Kethamara said. "This is one of our meeting places. Representatives from all 47 races come here to work together." As their ship moved closer to the station, Elena could see more details. There were gardens visible through clear sections. She could see beings walking around inside. Some looked like Kethamara. Others were completely different shapes and sizes. "How many people live here?" Elena asked. "About 12 million, Kethamara said. "But they are not all people like you think of people. Some are energy beings. Some are hive minds made of many small creatures working together. Some are artificial intelligences that live in computer networks." Elena's head was spinning. 12 million alien beings all living together? It seemed impossible. Their ship docked at the station. Kethamara led Elena through a tunnel into the station itself. The first thing Elena noticed was how big everything was. The ceilings were very high. The hallways were wide enough for very large beings to walk through. The second thing she noticed was all the different types of aliens. She saw beings that looked like giant insects with shiny green shells. She saw creatures that seemed to be made of living rock. She saw things that floated in the air and glowed with their own light. Some aliens were tiny, no bigger than Elena's hand. Others were huge, as tall as trees. But the most amazing thing was how peaceful it all seemed. All these different creatures were walking around together, talking to each other, working together. Elena saw a group of rock creatures helping some floating light beings repair a machine. She saw insect-like aliens sharing food with beings that looked like walking plants. "How do they all understand each other?" Elena asked. Kethamara pointed to a small device on his chest. "Translation devices. Everyone wears one. It changes any language into any other language instantly." They walked deeper into the station. Elena saw laboratories where different alien races were working together on experiments. She saw schools where young aliens of many different races learned together. She saw parks where families of different species played together. "This is incredible," Elena said.
"How long did it take to build all this?"
"About 300 years, Kethamara said. But it was worth it. Working together, we have solved problems that no single race could solve alone." They came to a large room with a curved ceiling that showed stars. In the center of the room was an alien that Elena had not seen before. This being was very tall and thin, with purple skin and 4 arms. She was working at a table covered with holographic displays. "Elena," Kethamara said, "I want you to meet Dr. Zeph Kalani. She is our expert on human behavior." Dr. Zeph Kalani looked up from her work. She had large eyes that were completely black. When she saw Elena, she seemed excited, a real human. "Dr. Zeph Kalani said." Her voice was higher than Kethamara's, but just as musical. "I have studied your people for so many years, but I have never met one in person." Elena felt strange being studied like an animal in a zoo. But Dr. Zeph Kalani seemed friendly. "What have you learned about humans?" Elena asked. Dr. Zeph Kalani's 4 hands moved over her displays, showing images of human cities, ships, and people. "Your species is very interesting. You are smart and creative. You can adapt to many different environments. You have strong emotions that help you care for each other." "But," Elena said. She could tell there was a but coming. "But you also fight each other too much," Dr. Zeph Kalani said sadly. "You have wars over resources that are actually very common in the galaxy. You let fear and greed make you do terrible things to your own people." Elena thought about her crew again. Dr. Zeph Kalani was right. "However," Dr. Zeph Kalani continued, "we have also seen humans do amazing things. We have seen humans risk their lives to save strangers. We have seen humans give up everything to help others. Like what you did." "What I did was not that special," Elena said. "Oh, but it was," Dr. Zeph Kalani said. "When you found out about the dangerous mining, you could have stayed quiet and been safe. When you found out about the illegal trading, you could have taken part and made money. Instead, you chose to protect others even though it put you in danger." Kethamara nodded. "This is why we decided to save you. Your behavior showed us that some humans can make good choices even when it costs them something." Dr. Zeph Kalani turned off her displays and looked directly at Elena. "But there is something else you need to know. The situation with your people is getting worse." "Worse how?" Elena asked. "The Vorthak contacts are increasing," Dr. Zeph Kalani said. "More human groups are making deals with them. The Vorthak are learning about human military bases, shipping routes, and colony locations. They are preparing for something big." Elena felt fear growing in her chest. "What kind of something big?" We think they are planning to invade human space, Kethamara said. They have done this to other races before. First, they make contact with criminals and outcasts. They use these contacts to learn about the race's defenses. Then they attack when the race is not ready. How long do we have? Elena asked. Dr. Zeph Kalani looked at her data. Based on what we have observed, perhaps 2 years. Maybe less. Elena sat down in a chair that formed itself from the floor to fit her body. 2 years. Her people had 2 years before they would be attacked by aliens they did not even know existed. What can we do? Elena asked. That depends on what you choose to do, Kethamara said. You could stay here with us. You could live in safety and learn about the galaxy, or you could go back to human space and try to prepare your people for what is coming. If I go back, will you help us? Elena asked. Kethamara and Dr. Zeph Kalani looked at each other. They seemed to be having a silent conversation. If humans can prove they are ready to work with us instead of fighting us, Kethamara said carefully, then yes, we would help you fight the Vorthak. How can humans prove they are ready? Elena asked. That is what you would have to figure out, Dr. Zeph Kalani said. We cannot make that decision for your people. They have to choose for themselves what kind of race they want to be. Elena looked out at all the different alien beings working together in peace. Then she thought about humans fighting each other over money and resources, while their real enemies prepared to destroy them. She knew what she had to do. It was dangerous and probably impossible, but she had to try. I need to go home, Elena said. I need to warn my people and try to help them get ready. Kethamara smiled sadly. I thought you would say that. When do you want to leave? 2 weeks later, Elena was ready to leave Haven Station. Kethamara had given her many gifts for her journey home. She had a new spacesuit that was much better than any human suit. She had a small communication device that could reach the Corvani from anywhere in human space. Most importantly, she had proof of everything she had seen. The Corvani had recorded everything. They had videos of the alien ships, recordings of conversations, and data about the Vorthak threat. Elena also had a small piece of Corvani technology that no human had ever seen before. This would prove to Earth Command that her story was real, but Elena was not going straight to Earth Command. First, she had something else to do. She had to find Marcus Chen and her old crew. She had to stop them from helping the Vorthak, even if they did not know they were doing it. Kethamara gave Elena a small human-style ship. It looked normal from the outside, but it had some Corvani improvements. It was faster and stronger than any human ship. It also had advanced sensors that could track other ships across great distances. Be very careful, Kethamara said as Elena prepared to leave. If the Vorthak find out that you know about them, they might attack sooner than planned. I will be careful, Elena promised. But I have to try to save my people. Elena left Haven Station and began her journey back to human space. The trip took several days, even with the improved ship. During the journey, she practiced what she would say to Marcus and the crew. She also prepared her messages for Earth Command. When Elena reached the edge of human space, she used her ship's sensors to look for the Meridian. She found the ship hiding in an asteroid field near the outer colonies. Elena could see that they had modified the ship with new equipment. The equipment did not look human. Elena carefully flew her ship close to the Meridian. She used her communication system to call them. Meridian, this is Elena Vasquez. I need to talk to Marcus Chen immediately. There was silence for a long time. Then Marcus's voice came over the radio. He sounded shocked and scared. Elena, that's impossible. You're dead. We left you in space weeks ago. I survived, Marcus, and I know what you have been doing. I know about the buyers you have been selling metals to. I need to talk to you face to face. Stay away from us, Elena. You caused enough trouble already. Marcus, listen to me carefully. You and the crew are in terrible danger. The people you have been selling to are not human. They are aliens, and they are planning to attack all human colonies. Marcus laughed, but it was not a happy laugh. Aliens, Elena, you have lost your mind. There are no aliens. I have proof, Marcus. Let me dock with your ship. I will show you everything. Elena could hear Marcus talking to the other crew members in the background. They were arguing about what to do. Finally, Marcus came back on the radio. Fine, you can dock. But if this is some kind of trick, we will throw you out of the airlock again. Elena docked her ship with the Meridian. When she walked into the ship, she saw that the crew looked different. They seemed nervous and scared. They were also wearing new equipment that Elena did not recognize. Marcus was waiting for her in the main cabin. The other crew members were there too. Elena looked at their faces. These people had been her friends once. Now they looked at her like she was their enemy. "So you survived," Marcus said. "How?" "I was rescued," Elena said simply. "Marcus, I need to show you something. All of you need to see this." Elena activated the holographic projector that Kethamara had given her. The room filled with images of Haven Station, the Corvani ship, and Dr. Zef Kalani's data about the Vorthak. The crew stared at the images in shock. They saw alien beings working together. They saw technology that was far beyond anything humans had. They saw data showing Vorthak ships near human colonies. "This is impossible," said Chen Wei, the ship's engineer. "These images must be fake." "They are not fake," Elena said. She showed them the piece of Corvani technology. It was a small crystal that glowed with internal light. When Elena touched it, it projected a three-dimensional map of the galaxy showing all the different alien races. "I have been to their space station," Elena said. "I have seen 47 different alien species working together in peace. And I have learned that another alien race is planning to attack humanity." Marcus sat down heavily in a chair. He looked at the glowing crystal, then at the holographic images, then at Elena. "The buyers," he said quietly. "The ones who paid us so much for the rare metals. They were not human." "No," Elena said. "They were working for the Vorthak. The metals you mined are being used to make weapons that will be used against human colonies." The crew looked at each other with growing horror. They had been betraying their own species without knowing it. "What have we done?" whispered Sarah Kim, the ship's pilot. "You did not know," Elena said gently. "The Vorthak have been tricking humans for months, but now we can stop them." Marcus looked up at Elena. "What do you want us to do?" "First, we need to stop selling metals to the Vorthak contacts. Second, we need to help me get this information to Earth Command. Humanity needs to know what is coming." "Will the friendly aliens help us?" asked Chen Wei. "Only if we can prove that humanity is ready to work together instead of fighting each other," Elena said. "They need to see that we can change." Marcus stood up. He walked over to Elena and looked her in the eyes. "Elena, I am sorry for what we did to you. We were scared and greedy. We made a terrible mistake. I forgive you, Marcus. But now we need to work together to save our people." The crew spent the next hour looking at all of Elena's evidence. They saw the recordings of Vorthak ships. They learned about the timeline for the invasion. They realized how serious the situation was. "So what is the plan?" Marcus asked. Elena had been thinking about this during her journey. "We go to Earth Command together. We show them the evidence. We tell them about the Galactic Union and the Vorthak threat. Then we help them prepare humanity for what is coming." "Do you think they will believe us?" asked Sarah. "They will have to," Elena said. "The evidence is too strong to ignore, and we do not have much time." Elena activated her communication device and sent a message to Kethamara. "I have found my crew. We are working together now. We are going to Earth Command to warn our people." Kethamara's reply came quickly. "This is good news. Your people have a chance if they can learn to work together like you and your crew have done." Marcus looked at Elena with new respect. "You really think we can do this? You think humanity can change enough to join this Galactic Union?" Elena looked at her crew. A few weeks ago they had betrayed her and left her to die. Now they were ready to work with her to save humanity. If they could change, maybe all humans could change. "Yes," Elena said. "I think we can do this. But we need to start now." Elena began composing her message to Earth Command. It would be the most important message in human history. She looked out at the stars and thought about Kethamara and Dr. Zef Kalani, waiting to see what humanity would choose. "Earth Command," Elena began typing. "This is Commander Elena Vasquez reporting first contact with alien species. We are not alone in the universe. We are not ready for what is coming, but we can be ready if we work together." Elena sent the message and waited. The future of humanity was about to begin.